Glad to have you join us. Michael Nath. The Senate Committee on Finance stated there is no provision for monthly 5,000 naira transport grant to 40 million poor Nigerians and the 2022 budget currently being considered by the National Assembly. Chairman Senate Committee on Finance Solomon Adeola made this known while speaking with newsmen after presenting his panel's report on the 2022 budget to the Appropriations Committee in Abuja. iBrandTV's correspondent Iboje has more details in this report.
The recent pronouncement by the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, that the federal government plans to remove fuel subsidy mid-next year and that transport allowance was to cushion its potential negative impact on most vulnerable Nigerians seems not to go down well with the National Assembly. While commenting on it, Chairman Senate Committee on Finance Solomon Adeola said the 2022 budget proposal contains for a subsidy, but no provision for the proposed 5,000 naira transport grant, which amounts to 2.4 trillion naira annually. Senator Adeola said before the executive could embark on such intervention, a proposal to that effect must be sent to the National Assembly for approval. The senator also raised questions about the criteria to select the beneficiaries of the proposed transport subsidy.
This budget we are considering contains subsidy, and if we are passing a budget already that have subsidy already contained in the document, we cannot speak because that is the document that is currently before us. And for this, you have said yes. Some quarter says the Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and was quoted saying that 40 million Nigeria will be paid 5,000 naira as transportation allowance in lieu of the fuel subsidy. I don't want to go into these details for now. I believe that if such proposal is to come to pass, a document to that effect must be sent to the National Assembly for us to see how possible, how visible, if this is, and how do we identify these 40 million Nigeria that are going to benefit from this process.
President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Ayuba, in a recent press statement, rejected federal government's plan to increase the pump price of petrol, calling for consideration of options to help the country achieve developmental governance and accountable leadership. Iboje Warrior reporting.
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has labeled Nigeria's 14 million out-of-school children as potential Boko Haram recruits. Speaking at a youth mentorship retreat in Abeokuta, Obasanjo said, quote, "Our situation today, where we have 14 million children that are not in school, doesn't anybody need to be an oracle to be told that 10 years or 15 years from now, those will be where you will recruit pure Boko Haram. And so if you deal with Boko Haram by stick today, in few years, the situation will be worse because we are talking about security. It will be worse. So if we are talking about insecurity, where should we begin? If we are talking of poverty, where should we begin? It is education." End of quote. Now, the Court of Appeal sitting in Lagos has upheld the final forfeiture order on the $40 million worth of jewelry seized from the premises of the former Minister of Petroleum, Diyeziani Alison Madueke. Justice Festus Obande, who read the judgment on Friday, held that there was no substance in Alison Madueke's bid to overturn the lower court's order and subsequently dismissed the move by the former minister to challenge the forfeiture order. Barring any appeal by the former minister to the Supreme Court, the jewelries are to be forfeited to the federal government. According to the schedule attached to the forfeiture application, the jewelry, categorized into 33 sets, includes 419 expensive bangles, 315 expensive rings, 304 expensive earrings, 267 expensive necklaces, 189 expensive wristwatches. Others are 174 expensive necklaces and earrings, 78 expensive bracelets, 77 expensive brooches, and 74 expensive pendants. In his application for the final forfeiture order, EFCC counsel Rotimi Edekpo had told the judge that the items were reasonably suspected to have been acquired with the proceeds of unlawful activities of the former minister. An investigator with the commission, Rufai Zaki, said that Dieziani began acquiring the jewelry in 2012, 2 years after she was appointed minister, and in an affidavit before the court insisted that the jewelry were being beyond the former minister's known and provable low income. Now, more than 10 persons, including children, have been killed, while others have sustained injuries in an attack on Tegbe village of Miango district in Bassa local government area of Plateau State. Suspected herdsmen were said to have invaded the community in the early hours of Friday, setting houses ablaze, maiming and killing residents in the process of the attack. National Publicity Secretary of Irigwe Development Association, Davison Mallison, confirmed the incident and also disclosed that apart from the 10 bodies recovered so far, others are still missing. Meanwhile, Governor Simon Lalong has condemned the attack on the village, saying the criminals are bent on instilling fear, pain and sorrow on the people with a view to destabilizing the state. In a statement signed by the Director of Press and Public Affairs to the Governor, Simon Makut, the Governor, while commiserating with the victims and families of those killed, assured that justice will be served and has directed security agencies to deploy everything at their disposal to arrest those who have carried out the attack, no matter how long it takes. Now, in a bid to combat insecurity challenge facing the state, Zamfara State government has shut down one filling station and a bakery in the state of alleged complicity in banditry. Now, the state's security task force ordered the immediate closure of the filling station in Safa and Bakr in Guzau local government area of the state after arresting 3 suspected fuel and bread suppliers to bandits in the bush. The chairman of the task force committee, Abubakar Dauran, noted that the task force also recovered 2 motorcycles, one filled with fuel, while the other was carrying a loaf of bread, 2 jerry cans, and a functional generator with fuel from bandits' collaborators in Safa and Guzau local governments of this Dauran, and who is also the special assistant or advisor to the state governor on security affairs, disclosed the 3 suspects to be handed over to the police for further investigation and prosecution. He enjoined residents of Zamfara State to support the fight against banditry by adhering to the new order for the containment of the security challenges being faced in the state. The Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations Unit Zone C has intercepted contraband goods with duty paid value worth of 300 million naira. According to the area controller of the zone, Ali Ibrahim, the seizure were intercepted along different routes within the zone, which include the Umukai, Aba, Okada, Benin, Auchi, and Enugu Ubolo. The contraband items are seized include an armored Lexus LX570 Jeep without end-user certificate, 294 bags of foreign parboiled rice concealed with RC minerals, 304 pieces of used tires, 657 jumbo bales of used clothing, amongst others, totaling about 300 million naira. Ibrahim noted that his success was recorded through an intelligence-driven network of the Nigerian Customs Service, as the service continues to exhibit professionalism in ensuring that smuggling is reduced to its barest minimum in the country. At an interactive stakeholders forum organized by the Oyo State Gaming Board, Oyo State Governor Sheyi Makinde, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Olu Bamiwo Deoshun, short betting and lottery operators of a conducive environment for their businesses to flourish. In his address, the Director General of Oyo State Gaming Board, Olajide Boladuro, admonished parents and guardians to desist from sending their children onwards to gaming houses to bet on their behalf. He further warned operators of gaming and gambling outlets to desist from encouraging underage to involve in gambling, noting that there is a strict penalty for erring operators.
Gaming is an adult product. Gaming is an 18-plus product. Something like alcohol, right? Maybe a bit of tobacco, right? So if you have an alcoholic beverage, it's got to be well regulated, heavily regulated, and that's how it is in the gaming industry as well.
We want people to do these things responsibly. What we are saying is, don't use your children's school fees to bet. Don't use your business money to bet. Don't use money that is meant to do other household things to gamble. And then when it now comes to the adolescents, we're saying that anybody that is under the age of 18, like it is globally, should not be seen dabbling in the business of gaming or lottery or betting.
In several fora, His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde has stated that we will not increase taxes. It's part of that. We're not going to create a situation where, because we're looking for revenue, or because we're seeking to increase our revenue to help the people, we impoverish the people. So that's not a strategy at all. Everything that we do is for the people. Then gaming can be done responsibly so that both the operators, the regulators, and even the gamers are all properly covered.
Now, as the world commemorates this year's International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, stakeholders have called for increased synergy among all and sundry to end female genital mutilation in areas where the medically harmful practice is still prevalent. Oyo State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tunde Ladipo, joined this call on Thursday while speaking at the 2021 Stop Cat Conference held at the Ibadan Business School, Ibadan. He further assured that the state will continue to carry out campaigns to end female genital mutilation. The commissioner charged women and mothers to redouble efforts in protecting their girl child from harmful societal practices.
The traditional practices that we need to put an end to, it is entrenched in cultures of a lot of communities, which makes it very difficult but not impossible to end. And today is a day to bring together key stakeholders that we have been working with within the 3 states that we're currently implementing our projects in, to come together and discuss on the future of ending FGM. Our goal is to end FGM by 2030.
We will still continue with whatever interventions we have been putting together, and we hope that we will be able to get more people to be aware of this, and then we'll be able to make them understand that there is no gain doing this to a girl child. And I will implore the communities, most especially our mothers. Most of these issues are being championed by women in the first place.
The ACL's initiative under the Stop Cuts projects, we've been able to train key stakeholders because we understand that you cannot give what you don't have. So we've built the capacity of key stakeholders that are working on female genital mutilation, and we've also empowered more people to be able to, communicate about female genital mutilation, to be able to change people's behavior as regards female genital mutilation.
You're watching News Now from iBrandTV Lagos. We'll take a short break now and come back with Africa News. In Nigeria, Black Friday is by far the biggest shopping event. It falls on the Friday after the Thanksgiving in the USA, which occurs on the 26th of November 2021. Both e-commerce players and retailers have used Black Friday to sweep thrifty shoppers off their feet, so much so that the shopping event is no longer restricted to a single-day shopping spree, but has taken over the entire month to become Black November. E-commerce companies like Jumia, which pioneered Black Friday in Nigeria and most African countries back in 2014, has reported that the number of sellers and brands that participated in recent years has increased by plus 22%. However, the retail bonanza has darker roots than you might imagine. The first recorded use of the term Black Friday was applied not to post-Thanksgiving holiday shopping, but to financial crisis, specifically the crash of the United States gold market on 24th September 1869. On that Friday, the conspiracy of two notoriously ruthless Wall Street financiers, Jay Gould and Jim Fisk, who worked together to buy the nation's gold, hoping to sell it for astonishing profits, finally unraveled, sending the stock market into free fall and bankrupting everyone from Wall Street barons to farmers. Furthermore, back in the 1950s, the term Black Friday referred to the busiest shopping and traffic day of the year. As the phrase gained national attention, global retailers have adopted the term and date to market their own holiday sales. The economic impact of Black Friday sales cannot be overemphasized, as it is arguably the single largest one-day retail sales at any time in the year. Nigeria can't be any different, with billions of naira sales expected to be recorded. Online retail malls across the web, as well as brick and mortar stores located within major malls in the country, have all spent millions on advertising in anticipation of the notable day, as over 5 billion sales are recorded. With all factors considered, one can confidently appraise the impact of Black Friday and the role the annual shopping extravaganza will continue to play in lifting Africa's economies.